BTC's got outflows, but XRP's got inflows. We're going to talk XRP price. Open interest soars for an odd reason. A massive hack happening in the crypto space, but the investors weren't told until days later.
I say lots of naughty things, so here's your warning.
And happy St. Patrick's Day to you all. Too bad there's not more green on the screen. Who's having their corned beef and cabbage? I know I am. But before we get into news, your comments come first. You, the viewer, yes, matter most. Ronnie Shacklet says there's nothing new to bring more money to Bitcoin. What would make Bitcoin go to 250,000? They already have the go-ahead to sell and be adopted if banks want to. But why would it double from where it's at? Ronnie's basically saying, hey, what's the reason that big money is going to go into BTC? If it's the strategic reserve play, have we all played our cards out? El Salvador's only buying 1 BTC a day. It's not really catching fire, is it? Nice comment. Zio Joey says, so then why is Bitcoin still in dominance? Just because you're dominant doesn't mean you are the best or good. Think of McDonald's. McDonald's is dominant as a fast food chain, but their food quality is absolutely disgusting. They're expensive for what they are. They're just the biggest kid on the block. But remember, the big kids on the block don't always last. C. Dirch says, the far future endgame of BTC mining may very well be on the major farms can't stay aloft, and smaller miners start to win out with small wins. Okay. I like to think about the whole BTC mining ecosystem like this. When we've got prices like this just after a halving, and we just had like prices of like 100,000 plus, these miners are in some trouble, and they've been forced to sell recently. And when miners are forced to sell, that's direct pressure on BTC. Here's the problem. BTC tugs the market up and down. You ready to get into it? I am happy Monday. Bitcoin sitting at 82,522. ETH is 1915. SOLANA 127. While XP is 230. We're going to talk XRP price because XRP's got inflows while the rest of the market has what? Outflows. Cardano. ADA on the verge of overtaking some Doge. Okay, recent weeks have seen Dogecoin struggle due to increasing selling pressure and technical issues that could endanger its place on the cryptocurrency market in terms of market cap. I'm highlighting this because we've seen that certain things out there have definitely been knocked down. Meme has really been roasted here as of late, but does that pose great opportunity? I think XRP was knocked down for a long time with Gensler and the SEC, but look what the opportunity that posed to a lot of us. Yeah, still what, 4-5x up on that action? So there are some sectors getting beaten up. NFTs, very beaten up. Actually, insanely beaten up. Would they be a rebound prospectus? Let me know what your thoughts are down below because there's going to be a theme in this video. Toncoin, open interest soars 67% as Telegram's Pavel Durov leaves France after legal troubles. The surge in Toncoin's open interest is similar to the one seen in Durov's last arrest in August when open interest spiked by 32%. But remember, Toncoin price went down then. Now open interest is soaring and Toncoin price is going up. Why? Because they're like, oh, maybe we could start doing something with our CEO. And it keeps it fresh, right? Because for a while, that's all we were hearing about was Toncoin this, Toncoin that. Pantera Capital putting tons of money into it. Toncoin and Telegram partnership, millions and millions of new accounts like it was just all over the place. And then the dude gets arrested and it's like, yo, that's bad. Still relevant. Then nothing happens. And we're all like, oh, Toncoin? What's that? I don't even remember that. And remember, it used to be one of these big blocks up on the screen right here. And now it's all the way down here is one of these smaller ones. By the way, Toncoin at 344. So what happens is you have to stay relevant. And this ties into the first comment of today is what is there or what's going to bring new money into crypto, into specific projects? Same thing. You have to start thinking about that. What's going to be the reason to 2x the action? Right? What's going to cause people to come into these markets? Well, Toncoin gets a whole bunch of open interest. Price goes up. There's some optimism that the network is going to start doing more again, and then things are going to start moving. Cool. Okay. Keep this in mind, okay? Wemix CEO delayed $6.2 million hack. Announcement was to prevent market panic. Okay, so if a platform you were into got hacked, would you want to know right away? Or would you, I don't know, want to be told, say, a week later? Right, you would want to be told right away, wouldn't you? In a press conference on Monday, Kim denied any intention to conceal the exploit. Well, then why the didn't you tell people right away, you fucking moron? By the way, Kim is the CEO of Wemix, Kim Seok-hwan. On February 28th, over 8.6 million Wemix coins were withdrawn due to a malicious attack on the platform's PlayBridge vault. However, the South Korean platform only alerted its investors when an announcement was posted on its homepage on March 4th. Yeah, 5 days. At the press conference, Kim said the announcement was delayed due to concerns about the possibility of additional attacks and the possibility of market panic due to stolen assets. Whether you tell the public or not, whoever the hell is attacking you is going to keep doing what they're doing, right? I mean, that's why they're attacking. Did you tell the public ahead of time? No, because you didn't know what was happening. You see my point here? Basically, it all comes down to this. They didn't want the possibility of market panic due to stolen assets. According to Kim, most of the assets had already been sold and the market impact already happened, adding there was no guarantee of additional risk. But you also didn't let people know on your platform that you were hacked. That your money, that there was a good chunk of tokens gone. That your money was gone. That's messed up. So because of that, they left everyone at risk just to keep their butts safe. This is kind of weird. By the way, I've got the article, the original article from the Korean Times is whatever you want to call it. It's all linked in the description below. Basically, authentication key leak presumed to be data stored in public storage. Well done. I think we're still a bit too complex with all this. Now, in the beginning, we talked about Cardano. A little bit of passing up on Dogecoin. ADA has been, a little bit spicy lately with the inclusion in the strategic reserve. Doge, you haven't heard too much about it, have you? You haven't. Then you get a little bit of a Toncoin story. Now we start talking about Bitcoin and ETH struggle as crypto ETP, electronically traded product outflows, hit the 5th consecutive week, 5 weeks in a row of outflows. Investors pulled over $1.7 billion from crypto exchange traded products. Other investment products for the week ending March 14th. Overall, it extended the negative flows to a 5-week total of $6.4 billion. This also marks the 17th straight day of outflow, the longest negative streak our records have had since 2015. Now, hot, spicy, naughty, and relevant. Check this out. BTC outflows, bad. Ethereum outflows, bad. Now look at XRP. Inflows, inflows, inflows. Are they big inflows? No. But they're big compared to the others that are starting to lose the money. Right? So it's about staying relevant, about staying spicy. We're going to get some new regs here in the United States. Are those regs going to help Bitcoin? No, because it's already listed as a commodity, just like gold and just like oil. XRP now is going from the I'm being viewed as a threat by the SEC as a security, we need to be regulated by them, to now, wait a minute, XRP might be a commodity. So you're seeing XRP benefit from this as being one of the few that have inflows. Look at that. ADA had inflows as well. But you're seeing a bunch of outflows up on the screen. Let's look at the chart in terms of outflows. Lots of money coming in. Shit tons of money flying the fuck out. Let's look at another chart. This is the one that I had here. And it tells you where the inflows and outflows are coming from. This one's actually really interesting. Massive outflows coming from the United States. That's where the money is bleeding from. It's not from Switzerland. It's not from Germany. It's not from Canada. No, it is 1.1 billion in outflows in the last week. That's a lot. That is a ton. Okay. So let's kind of keep on going, okay? XRP price talk and overall crypto. Watch what happens when we start looking at these. BTC. What's the big news that's going to bring more money into BTC? I mean, it's strategic reserve. It's what? We've gone through that, right? We've talked about it. We're like, oh, some players are going to get into it. Some players aren't going to get into it. Okay, cool. ETH. This has been boring as shit. XRP staying relevant, holding its value the best. Year to date, look at that. Year to date, XRP is up there in terms of percentage gained. It's in the green. All right, cool. Dogecoin. Meme gets hot every once in a while. I think we can agree with that, right? Meme is something that, like, every once in a while, like, that whole sector flares up and it just goes bonkers. And usually what happens with meme is it's quiet for a bit and then you get some, like, token out of nowhere. Like, you get a little bit of pay, you get a little bit of whatever, right? Dog with hat, all shit like that, right? And then that kind of fires up that sector. It keeps it relevant. Let's scroll on down a little bit. Toncoin. Biggest winner here in the top 20 in crypto over the last 7 days. Because their CEO released from jail. Toncoin up 28%. All right. Now we start looking at the rest of the group and you're like, okay, well, where's the action going to come from? And I think that's what a lot of us are thinking right now. We know that there's a lot of good news coming with XRP. The ETF products are big. In fact, people are like, oh, but bro, why do you think the XRP ETFs are going to be so big? Because XRP is still seeing inflows while like the majority of the market is seeing outflows. And this is before we even have all the big products that were submitted to the SEC here for approval. So let's keep learning and keep looking at this stuff. You got to stay relevant. You got to stay spicy. Look at XLM lately. Have they had any big news that's rocked the market? No. Has Dixon done anything to really like shock the world? No. What about HBAR? HBAR's been pretty quiet. They weren't added to the strategic reserve list, which was a big bummer. So now check it out. Down 29% year to date in the red, while XRP is in the green. Link had some big news with their ETF products, but they pumped it and dumped it. Just throwing it out there. We got to start paying attention to these trends and the opportunities that are available to us. SHIB, one of the biggest losers, right, in the top 20 year to date, 90-day percentage down 52%. So some players are staying hot. Some players are not. And it's about staying relevant. It's about staying spicy. That's what crypto wants. That's what we want. Crypto is a very volatile asset. And something that just kind of moves sideways for us is boring. We want risk. We want reward. That's why we're in the riskiest marketplace out there for that action. 7 day for XRP, I like it, up 11%. The 1 year chart, I like it, up 276%. The 1 month, not the best. So kind of like this mid-near term news, XRP, maybe not the best. Strategic reserve announcement, yeah, we got up to that $3 price, but didn't hold. That's okay, kept XRP relevant. The mention of it is helping it compared to other players out there, as we have seen. So now we got to start looking ahead. What is going to bring the money in? You're going to have big XRP ETF products coming in. Case resolution we know is going to happen, so I don't know if that's really going to drive the price. The regs and the actual distinction stuff will help from the case. That definitely will help. Like if they come out and go like, no, we really view XRP as a commodity, that would be a big help. Then you don't have to worry about the regs. Then XRP could really move. But we all know that the case is pretty much going to be done with, right? What about BTC? What brings the next batch of money into BTC? I mean, if everyone out there is like, yo, I want to add BTC to my strategic reserves, awesome. But the problem is we've all made those announcements, right? Crypto's buy the rumor, sell the news, and everyone's heard the rumor, and the news is this, and this is happening. But the price really isn't happening much more. Sailor hardly bought any BTC this week. It was a super small purchase, 130 BTC. That's nothing, like $10 million worth of it. I mean, players out there that are wanting to do strategic reserve, they're going to want to buy this stuff cheap, right? You would rather buy BTC at 83,000 than you would at 105,000 for your strategic reserve. Let's say you're the country of Jamaica and you're like, yeah, man, let's just have some fun and add some BTC to our reserve, man. Like my horrible Jamaican accent. And if you're Jamaica, you're sitting here going, well, wait a minute, 83,000, that's way better. Let's just buy it. And you're not seeing the players do that. You're not seeing the institutional players do that. But what is BTC outside a store of value? Then all of a sudden we start looking at relevancy in terms of utility and usage too. And I think that's then when you're going to start seeing the other players in this heat map moving. Because if they can offer more than store of value, they're probably going to stay hot, spicy, naughty, and relevant for a lot longer. And with the massive amount of outflows that we've seen in general across the crypto markets, XRP, one of the few having inflows, is telling us what? They're staying hot, nice, naughty, spicy, and relevant. So some things are relevant and some things aren't. But then you have to look at the things that aren't and say, hey, of those things that aren't right now, what can be in the future? Because we've seen some of the ones beaten up the most have done the best on these rebounds. Now, granted, I know. Nothing's really holding the crazy gains, and it is frustrating to see the pumps and dumps across the crypto market. But I think it's because a lot of investors out there are thinking the same thing. What's next? Okay, cool. We've seen the hoorah, the hoorays from the Strategic Reserve. Okay, cool. The SEC has new leadership. Gensler is gone. Okay, why aren't the banks using this for payments and settlements? Why isn't the like all that stuff, right? And we're getting into this phase looking forward, going, okay. So if we're not going to have all these players getting into the Strategic Reserve and going like all nutso on it, then what? Well, then it's utility. Then it's what can you do with crypto? And if there's cryptos out there that can save money for players, well, that's going to be important. If there's cryptos out there that are good utilities for moving money, well, that's going to be important. Storing value, okay, cool. But we've seen how that hand played out, and it turned out to be cool. And then in a year, all of a sudden, those ETFs really started outflowing because people are moving to other things. But I want to hear from you. What's it going to take to get this market to roar? What is it going to take your favorite crypto and 2x it from where it's at now? Let me know in the comments down below. And of course, what? Choo-choo bitches.